All right, today we're going to continue talking about writing and solving systems of equations from verbal descriptions. So basically, real world problems. And the steps are to highlight, first, we're going to read the problem and highlight important information. And then we're going to define our variables. After we define our variables, we're going to write two equations. And then finally, we're going to solve. So when we look at this first problem, it says a flower shop displays 41 vases for sale throughout the shop. Large vases cost $22 each, and small vases cost $14 each. The vases on display have a combined value of $710. How many of each size of vase are on display? All right, so first off, I'm going to make you aware that whenever we have these type of problems, it's not going to be like the ones we've talked about before, where it's pretty obvious what the slope and the y-intercept is. These problems are more so going to be written in our standard form, ax plus by equals c. So what we need to do to help ourselves out is to note what... All right, it's going to help us to note what the question is. It says how many of each size vase are on display. And you may have to ask yourself, well, what sizes do we have? Right? So there's large and there's small. So that lets us know that our X needs to be large vases and our Y needs to be small vases. Okay, so we may need to read the problem again just so that we can kind of get an idea now of what equations we need to write. It says a flower shop displays 41 vases for sale throughout the shop. Well, if there are 41 vases, what's encompassed in those 41 vases? That's large and small. So we're going to write an equation that says our large vases plus small vases gives us the 41 vases. Okay? And then the next thing we're given is that the large vases cost $22 each and the small vases cost $42 each, right? So that's giving us some information there. And it says the vases on display have a combined value of $710. So what we're going to do here is realize when it says $22 each is talking about our large vases, right? So really this is the slope, right? That each, all that, right? So this is, and it's not even the slope. I shouldn't be so quick to say that, but it's letting us know that there's a variable and a number close by. So this is actually 22x because there's $22 for each large vase, and means plus in math. So plus $14 for each small vase. So that's going to be 14y equals a total value of $710. All right, so there we are. Now we have to come up with our solution. So over here to the right, I already kind of put in these two equations. And initially when you put them in, it may seem far away. Depending on what you have, even if you have a computer, you can pinch or you can zoom in and out using your finger to be able to see where these two graphs intersect. And they appear to intersect right here at 1724. So that's what we're going to write for our solution. And now that we've written our solution, we can answer the question. It says, how many of each size vase are on display? Well, remember, X is large vase, Y is small vase. So to answer the question, there are 17 large vases on display, and there are 24 small vases on display. And we've answered it. We're going to do one more before you guys kind of do your thing. people. Let's see. Nope. There we go. All right. So this next problem says Casey has a total of 110 coins in her piggy bank. All the coins are quarters and dimes. The coins have a total value of $20.30. How many quarters and how many dimes are in the piggy bank? So remember, just as we did in the previous problem, with this problem, we're going to underline the question. How many quarters and dimes are in the piggy bank? Key thing, quarters, dimes. All right, remember in these types of problems, we look to the question to help us determine what our variables are going to be. So, our X is going to be quarters. And our Y is going to be dimes. All right. Now that we've defined our variables, maybe it would be helpful to reread the problem. Casey has a total of 110 coins in her piggy bank. So maybe our first equation should be that our quarters plus our dimes is going to give us 110 coins. The second sentence says all the coins are quarters and dimes, right? Next it says the coins have a total value of $20.30. All right. So with this in mind, we have to use a little bit of background knowledge. We know that quarters are worth 25 cents and dimes are worth 10 cents. So we're going to attach to each variable the value. So there's 25 cents for each quarter, X, plus 10 cents for each dime, Y, which gives us a total value of $20.30. There we are. And now we're going to solve. We're going to use Desmos. All right, we're going to go right here and we're going to type in X plus Y equals 110. And then we're going to type in 25x plus 0.10y equals 20.30. Oh man, I don't know why that keeps happening. All right. And from here, we can't really see a value, so we may need to pinch a bit so that we see the value we want. All right, and we're going to touch right here at the point of intersection. And that point of intersection is 62.48. 62.48. Remember the question asked. All right, so that's the solution, right? That's the solution. That's where the two lines intersect. And the question that was asked was how many quarters and how many dimes are in the piggy bank? Remembering that X is quarters and Y is dimes. So we say 62 quarters and 48 dimes are in the piggy bank. We're done with it. Now we're going to continue with practice.